Hey world, I'm coming at you with a Pace University video. So essentially this is a Q&A without any questions, so it's just me talking about Pace University and my experience there. I'm a junior right now at Pace, so I'm going into my spring semester junior year, so I have 3 semesters left, essentially. I'm gonna get into the video. I could talk forever. So I have written down just like a bunch of points to make. So first I have dorm versus apartment. So Pace's, obviously this is not a big part like of the educational system at Pace, like dorms versus off-campus living, but I feel like when you're going to the school, that's a big part of your life there. So I dormed my freshman year and I was in Maria's. As a freshman, very few amount of people live in John Street, and then it's mostly Broadway and Maria's. Maria's is a little less expensive and it's supposed to be more like community based. Like, usually more people on the floor are friends than in Broadway. I made a lot of friends. All my friends I made basically were on my floor. We got along well, we were loud, we were wild little freshman kiddos. And then it came time, my sophomore year, we couldn't live in Maria's anymore because it's freshman only. So the next step is usually to live in Beekman. So dorming is really expensive at Pace, and Beekman is one of the, I think it's the most expensive one, or like it's the same price as all of the most expensive ones. Honestly, we just found an apartment that would be cheaper. I live with 3 roommates, and we're in a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom loft, like a 5-minute walk, that's being generous, to Pace. So it's closer than some of the dorms, actually. And so I definitely recommend getting an apartment. Also, it is just way more fun, aside from all of the other things. Major! So, depending, like, on your major, I feel like Pace can be viewed differently, obviously. So the biggest, I think, majors at Pace are their business school and then their performing arts school, and everything else is kind of just like, I don't know, hope you do well, you know, that sort of thing. But their film program, which is the only other one that I have seen really, is very up and coming right now, actually. I'm really excited and proud of the, achievement, like the new classes we have, the new professors. I'm really excited to see what Pace is gonna do with film. I'm so glad I'm still there and can like reap some of the benefits from it becoming more well-known and that sort of stuff. Greek life. Okay, so I really haven't talked a lot about this on my channel. A little bit like more recently at the end of last year, but like I also basically don't talk about it at all. Not that I talk about anything anymore or that anyone watches these. But I am in Sigma Delta Tau at Pace. Pace has 3 sororities, 3 Panhellenic sororities, I believe. And one is new last year. We got Phi Mu, and before that we also have KD. So I wanted to talk about Greek life a little bit. So Greek life at Pace is kind of strange. I feel like you don't realize how many people are in that are a part of Greek life, like in the sororities and frats and stuff, until you start knowing who's in them, and then or you're a part of them and you're like, oh, it's a lot of people. But it's not overwhelming, and I think it's a lot of fun. I met some of my greatest friends from being in it, and sisterhood. So then I have honors college and then a little arrow and it says thesis. So when you're in your junior year at Pace and you're in the honors college, you need to start working on your thesis. But if you're not in the honors college, you don't need to write a thesis. That's the bulk of that situation and what I want to talk about. The honors college is honestly really, really great. Great scholarship, great resources, like the whole separate like study lounge situation you can really benefit from. Also, the community is great, especially in the beginning, when you're at Pace and meeting friends and that sort of thing. Also, one of the biggest benefits to being in the honors college is getting to register kind of before everyone else. So I mean, I've gotten closed out of classes, honestly, but they were like they were like open to everyone sort of classes, and I was a sophomore, and like seniors that are not in the honors college could obviously like register before me, which makes sense. I'm not complaining. The point is, it's a good benefit. And yeah, also I believe the honors college you don't have to separately apply for. I think they just tell you like you got in. Oh, one thing I want to say is this school is not just for one kind of person. I feel like it's hard to understand like the people that go to a school until you go to that school and see it all the time and talk to all different people and professors and be in all different locations like with all different kinds of demographics and whatever. And Pace has like so many different kinds of people, like straight up from the coolest kind of people to the strangest, and like, you know what I mean? So I don't think you can judge Pace's book by its cover. Oh my gosh, so when I was a freshman at Pace and I was at orientation or tour or something, they told us that the New York City campus was closed for the snow days at Westchester, so the snow days at Westchester are more frequent because it's more north and colder, and so we were told that if they got a snow day, we got a snow day, but that is not the truth. And actually Pace is really annoying about like telling us when we don't have class for things, because they'll send us an email at night before a snowstorm and be like, oh, Westchester's closed tomorrow, New York City will keep you updated. We're gonna send you a text at 6 a.m. So you have to like be ready like at 6 a.m. and you have to be checking your whatever. One thing I want to say about Pace is that it's not difficult to graduate early from what I've seen. I haven't tried because I was not going to graduate early, like there was just no plan in that. But everyone I know that's like, first of all, I know a lot of people that are graduating early, and second of all, from the honors college, honestly, but I don't think it would be difficult to graduate Pace early based on all the people that I know that have. So if that's something you're interested in, I think you should keep that in mind. But what I have seen at Pace is that it's not easy to transfer credits when you're a transfer student. They kind of like just don't really take all your credits. I think they take some, just by no means all, or the ones that they like kind of should. I don't know. Peculiar. So that's like all the things I wanted to touch on about Pace. I understand a lot of people have just like heard back from their colleges, and I hope this could have been informative at all. If you guys have any other questions, please let me know. I feel well educated on Pace. I know that like people are hearing back from colleges because when I was working, like people would come in and be like, my son just heard back and he got deferred and like all this stuff, and I'm like, oh, like this is so sad. I remember this time in my life it wasn't good, but like you get through it, man, and like you totally do, you know. But Pace is great, and clearly it wasn't my first choice, but like it was great, you know. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Love you. Bye, world.